Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I thought I would do something really not unique, but new for me. I wanted to share with you my process of how I do my nails. I am not a licensed nail technician. I started teaching myself how to do my nails during the pandemic, and it's something that I find that I really enjoy. And I know that a lot of people are going to have to make decisions uh, right now based on the economic situation that we're currently in. So I thought that I would just share with you basic gel nail polish application. Um, as you can see, I'm using a Madalone's polish, and it's a very economic polish that you can get from Amazon. I try to buy a lot of the kits because it gives you a lot of variety. Um, I did start out with clean nails. I do have a base layer of builder gel on it. So the first thing I'm just starting out with is just a light layer of the polish. And I always do my thumb first and cure it. And also just, don't forget to do the end cap there. I wasn't sure if this polish was a cat's eye, so yeah, it looks like I'm trying to see whether or not it's a cat's eye polish. And it is not. So go ahead and I put the lamp that I'm using is actually from my resin kit. And I like it because you can set it for 60 seconds, 90 seconds, or I think it's 120 seconds, 150 seconds. And when I do the first cure, I just do a 60-second cure because I'm just trying to do that base layer. In future videos, I will go ahead and I'll show you how I add the builder gel. Well, first of all, how I remove the current gel that's on my nails and fill in with the builder gel. And then move on to some fancier nail techniques. Um, I don't do my nails too terribly long because I type all day and it just doesn't work for me. But I like a little bit of a length. The color that I'm using right now, it does not have a color number or a color name, I'm sorry. Um, but it's just number 1761. And again, it's by Madalones or Modalones. And I got it from Amazon. I think it's really important to have a decent um, base coat and top coat. I currently am using the Beatles brand base coat and top coat, not the Beatles band, but Beatles brand. I'm very congested today. Not sure why I chose to make this video today, but I did. So once my thumb is done, I'll go ahead and put the first coat on all of my nails. Um, it, as you can see, I'm trying to carefully put the nail polish on so that I'm not getting anything on my cuticles at the top of my nail or on the sides. Sometimes they do get a little bit on the sides, but you could just easily take a little buffing file and file them off. You just don't want to break your top coat seal because that seals in all of the polish. And I am indicating here that I'm doing the second coat. I didn't know what color I really wanted to do this week, so I just went with a very basic kind of nude champagne type color. And again, if I didn't mention it, it's really important to cap the end of the nail just to keep the polish from uh, peeling off. And it basically, again, it will um, seal the, the whole technique or the whole system in. Hope everybody's having a really wonderful day. It's very cloudy and cool and rainy where I'm at. I'm drinking copious amounts of coffee today. Should be drinking tea, but I prefer coffee. I know a lot of people go get their nails done as a bit of a me time thing, but I really enjoy doing my own nails. It's still a me time for me, but I also don't have children, and I do have the time to spend. My husband and the dogs don't generally bother me too much, but I do have the time to spend in my office slash craft room, um, giving myself a manicure. However, if you have little ones around, I understand that this might not be your thing because you truly do deserve a little me time away. You definitely do something that I don't think I have the patience for, which is caring for kids. Although I do like kids, I just don't want to. Well, I wouldn't say I wouldn't want to live with them, but they're fun to play with, have fun with, and then give back. Another technique that I use is I would rather use multiple layers of light polish. So this one only took 2 times, but if it's depending on the type of polish that it is, it may require three polishings or 3 layers. And that's okay. I would rather do that than really thick layers that may not necessarily dry properly. And I think that that's just sort of a non professional tip. And it seems to work really well for me. It's taken me a long time to get to the point that I'm at now with my um, expertise, I guess, if you want to call it that. Now I'm just using my top coat, and again, it's the Beatles brand. And I did find this again on Amazon. I wish that I had a better local source for gel nail polish products, but I just don't. So I do rely a lot on Amazon, and I have gotten some polishes from Timu as well that I like. Um, so yeah, if I ever find a local source, that would be great, and I would definitely use them because I really prefer to buy local than constantly giving Amazon my money. And again, you can see that I'm making sure that the top coat goes over that end cap to seal in all the layers. Okay, now we're coming to sort of like a little fun feature. Um, Before we get to that, I want to clean my nails off. Not that the top coat leaves a tacky layer, it doesn't, but I just want to clean off any kind of oil or anything that may have gotten on the top coat before I do this next layer of design. And it also, I think, helps this next layer go on better. And I'm just using a lint-free wipe. I bought those from Temu, like a big box of them for just a couple dollars. So what I'm about to do is this powder is kind of like a pearlescent powder. And I just wanted to put it on the ends of my nails because it kind of gives a nice gradient because the polish does look, you can't tell on the video, but it is a little bit more glittery, and I wanted the ends to have like a pearlescent look. So it goes from like a glittery to pearlescent, and it looks really pretty when it's all done. So I'm just sort of doing the ends, but then trying to like really rub it in. I am left-handed, so it's always easier for me to do my right hands. And you can see that I'm currently trying to do this on my left hand. So please ignore the very odd stance here. And it's just, I can do my left hand. It just takes a little bit more time and a little bit more of awkward hand positioning. I think that's just really for anybody that is using their non-dominant hands. This powder is kind of neat because you can kind of wipe off some that you didn't like. If you put on too much, you can wipe it off. If you put it on and you don't like it, you can just take an alcohol wipe and wipe it off and start over. Look, you can see I just got that right all over my finger. What a mess. But it cleans up very easily. I'm just going to go clean up a little bit. So you see where I'm going to use, after I do my pinky, I'm going to take the alcohol wipe and I'm just going to go over like the top part of the nail because I felt like I had put too much on. So I just wanted to kind of like wipe off some of the top part, and it worked out really well. It didn't affect the design that I was going for at all, or the look. It's not really a design. And be careful not to breathe around these powders or have a fan on because they will flow and make quite the mess. So you have to just kind of be careful with that. And then I'll just take a little brush that I have. This is just an extra makeup brush that I have that I will use to clean off debris. And now I'm just going to go in again with the Beatles top coat, and I'm just going to put another light coat of top coat. It's a lot of layers, but if you use thin layers, then it's not so bad. I do tend to do my nails once a week for the very reason that I get really bored with the color and whatever kind of design I choose. Um, so, I think it's up to you how long you want to let your manicure go. This could definitely go for 2 weeks. I just choose not to let it go that long. And then once I'm all done, I will go ahead and put the nail lip on for the full 150 seconds, just to give everything that final really good cure. And here you can see where I just have a light nail file, and I'm just going down to the end, like the edges, the side walls, I guess. My side walls tend to be a little bit, I guess, plumpy is the word for them. So I do get some top coat on them sometimes, and I'll just lightly skim that off. Again, I want to lightly skim it off, but not enough where I'm filing off any of the top coat off the nail, because then you're breaking the seal and leaving yourself for open for chips um, or peeling. And then I decided I had this little sheet of these little wildflowers. I'm not sure where I got them from. I think probably Timu. And I decided to use the, there's uh, some flowers that look like, I don't know, they're like peachy brownie color. In hindsight, I probably should have used something a little bit darker because you can't really see them all that well. But they look, I mean, it looks nice. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just making sure that I have two of the same decal. So if I find one that I like, I want to make sure that I have another one for the other hand. And you don't have to top coat these. These decals in particular don't need to be top coated. Depending on what I'm doing, I may top coat them, even though they all, all the instructions that come with these products say that not to top coat. But depending on what it is, I might top coat it. Uh, these particular decals did not need to be top coated. And as time goes on, you'll kind of figure out which need top coats and which don't. And I decide I want something on my ring finger, and I'm going ahead and I'm doing that nail. This little tool that I'm using, I don't know where it came from, but it's like one end is just a round wire thing. I don't know what it does, but the other end is like a sharp, pointy, pokey end, and it works really well to get stickers off of paper. I'm sure that I'm not using this tool as it's meant to be used, but sometimes that's just the way it is. I might have focused on this a little bit too long. I really was trying to make a decision whether or not I wanted something on my ring finger. And then here we go. I found it. And it's been about 3 days since I did this manicure, and the stickers are still going strong. No issues with them coming off. Like I've washed the dishes and taken a shower and stuff like that. No issues. Okay, and to end my manicure, I always use some type of a cuticle oil. Um, right now, I've got a Cutex oil. I don't remember where I bought this from, but it's just a hydrating cuticle oil. And I just think it's nice to give your cuticles a little bit of a hydration after you've, especially I start out by, cleaning my nails and cleaning my cuticles and getting all the dry stuff off. So now I just want to put some of the nutrients back into my nail beds and my cuticles. And it will also help keep them nice and soft without getting too scaly, which my nails tend to get. So this was the whole process, and this is what the after looks like. I probably should have gone outside, but I didn't. And I think it looks really pretty. I always put a little bit of that oil on my hands because I feel like they look wrinkly. But I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you look for other videos that I make on showing you how to do your gel manicure at home. Have a great day, and thanks for spending some time with me. Ciao.